man, welcome to today's video. It's your boy Alfred once again, and today's video is entitled Money Does Not Turn Women On. Money does not turn on women. It just does not turn them on, basically, right? So this comes after realizing that a lot of men out there have things confused. They get things confused by the fact that they think that once they get the money, then everything becomes smooth, everything becomes easy, especially having women comply with them. Or they think that money will make women submit to them. As men, we have to realize that what money does, right, it facilitates environment or whatever you want to happen. It makes it happen, right? It makes situations happen, right? If you want to take her out on a date, money can facilitate that. If you want to meet her with her somewhere, money can facilitate with that. If you want to contact her, right, you still need the phone, you still need some airtime or whatever, WhatsApp, video call, money can facilitate that. But money can go so far, as in creating the relationship that you want with that woman. Money will not all of a sudden, right, get her attracted to you, sexually especially. Like I said, it will get you into the door, right, but that does not mean you go inside. Wherever you want to go, to get you closer, it's bait. It's what it is, right? It's a facilitator of situations and whatever circumstances you would want to find yourself in. But as far as everything else goes beyond that, you have to work things out. As a man has to be able to close the deal with the woman he wants, right? In spite of having money. So let's not get things twisted, right? Now, I'm not saying that money is bad. I usually say, man, we all need the money, right? But before you can actually get to a certain place, you have to make sure that you, as a man, have those skills that can get you somewhere and help you, right? For example, communicate. When they say money talks, they're usually talking about business. You have an item, I have an item, I have the money, you have an item, I want it, money will talk. But when it comes to relationships, right, especially man-women dynamics, money can only talk so loud unless it's a transactional type of relationship whereby you know that you're going to give her the money for whatever you want. That's called tricking. In that case, yeah, that would happen. But does that, in usual cases, she's not attracted to you, she's going to use you or use your money or use you for your money. She's not. Money is just making it convenient. Now, I'm not here to judge people who trick. It's all upon them, right? Everyone has their own strategy. Tricking is one of them. That's cool. However, if the problem with tricking is that most men do not want to continue with that when they find out that they're just being used for their money, right? Or they're now running low or not willing to invest in whatever they're tricking on, whatever woman they're tricking on, then it becomes a burden for them. So they get angry. But if you decide to trick, be cool with it. So it doesn't matter if she wants this, she wants that, be cool with it. You've decided to do so. When you find out she's not actually attracted to you, be cool with that. You've decided that. However, don't get things twisted. Money does not turn her on. It does not. In fact, the more you invest in her financially, right, the less sexually attractive you become to her. Because you're trying to cut corners. Basically, in my opinion or in my experience, nature does not actually allow that. You cannot forgo a tight mouthpiece. You can't replace that. You cannot replace good communication. You cannot replace that where you communicate. You cannot replace your physical presence with money. You cannot. Money cannot replace that. You cannot draw or exhibit dominance onto her. Money cannot. With money, you cannot. She will be receptive to the money, no doubt, but she'll be submissive to the money and not you. The lady is supposed to be submissive to you as a man, in spite of having money, whether you have it or not. Is it good to have it? Yes, it's much better actually to have the money because it will facilitate a lot of things between you two. You can take her out. You can take her out to dates, whatever, as long as that money actually reflects you, who you are, and it's not about you trying to impress her and trying to validate yourself to her. That's not how it works. So what the money does, it facilitates things. But you as a man, you have to be dominant with or without the money. If you're going to use the money to get respect from her, right, eventually, it might sound good, but eventually she's going to respect the money more than your individual manhood. This is why we always hear stories about the dude who tried to educate or pay for a woman's school, whether it's through college, university, whatever, high school, whatever it is, right? He uses that money to pay, whatever money to pay for that chick. Guess what? The chick usually bails out on him. Because if you lead with your wallet, it shows that you really do not have much of self-respect. And guess what? She'll respect the money more than she respects your manhood. And that's not the way things should go. Your manhood should be the forefront. you exerting the dominance should be the forefront. Everything else is just the icing. In fact, it's not even a necessity that you take it out. You do it because you like to, not because she wants to, or she always wants to. No. So all that does not turn her on. The cars, the whatever, it does not. You leading with your money, don't lie to yourself. Just say, listen, I might be a trick. At least you're not lying to yourself, or you're lying to her. Like I said, the problem with a lot of tricks is that once they find out that the chick is not into her, into him rather, she's just there for the cash. And trust me, the thing is, once you start investing on her and tricking, right, it doesn't stop. Don't think that, okay, now I got her, I'll trick less. The way you start is how it's going to go. Take her to a fancy restaurant, rather, buying her things, unnecessarily expensive stuff. You've set that up. That's how the relationship should be. That's not the best. That's the best of baits. It is a bait, cool. But if you have no intention of actually maintaining that, and your intention is like impressing her and getting validation from her that you're the man, and you're using all that that money to bait her, you'll have to maintain that. Otherwise, you soon find out that it doesn't work that way, because you want more, because that's what you introduced yourself as, a trick, a simp, and that's what you've set the standards on. So most men think that, okay, I'm going for the first year or the first 6 months, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of things, taking her out, buying a whole lot of that stuff, taking her shopping and doing all those expensive, useless stuff on her. Basically, just what they call splurging on her, right? Then you're gonna cut back on things. Put tariffs on her. Tariffs. Shout out to Donald Trump, right? But man, you've already set the tone. On a serious note, you've already set the tone of the relationship. There's no going back on chicks. They don't understand that. Why would you start out telling her this and showing her that you have this and this is how you are, and then all of a sudden you do not. You're not consistent with that. Women want consistency. No matter how you put it, right, women in relationship somewhat want consistency. You started out that way, now you're cutting it back, right? You don't want to facilitate what you initially started, right? Buying her those wigs, paying for her rent, you don't want that anymore, because now you find that either your money is running low, or you probably have a better deal to some other chick, or things are just becoming too expensive, but you still want her, but her upkeep is the same or more expensive, and you expect her to cut down on whatever you've been spending on her. It doesn't work that way. She won't. She won't do that. It does not turn her on, especially sexually, because if it did, then she won't need that. She won't. All those things, you're just doing the most for no fucking reason. A chick that's into you, she won't need all that. She might accept it, but then she'll have to treat you as a trick, even if she likes you initially. But If you come off as a trick, then she'll have to level to kind of, how can I say that, match that energy. If you're a trick, she'll have to match that energy, because she also want those things, right? Obviously. But then that in itself kills the attraction. It does. Even if she initially was attracted to you, you come off as a simp, as a trick, she'll want to match that energy because you're giving it to her. Women are there to receive stuff. Then what I don't want to hear about simps and tricks is them complaining. You started out that way. You started a relationship that way. You led with the wallet, you splurged on her, buying all the stuff, paying for all the stuff. Don't have to complain for that shit. You are the man. I always say you are the man, you are the one who led that way, and you decided to lead with your fucking wallet. What do you expect? Tell you, no, don't spend this, don't spend that. Only a few chicks can actually do that, and that's if she's really, really attracted to you and she really likes you. Otherwise, the way you started, the way it's going to continue, and that's the way it's going to end. So none of that cash, those cars, you paying for her and shit, tuition fees, that will never turn her on. You have to find out what it is that will turn the women that you want on. It's a process. It takes years. But you're working on yourself. Like I said, you cannot really deny self-improvement. You cannot deny self-development. That's the only way you can actually develop yourself to the man that whoever you want to attract to you, despite the money, right, will be attracted to you. Man, it's been your boy Alfred. Until next time, I hope this brought some value for Wakati Avenue for this lovely day. Peace.